changed your background a little bit.
What you mean?
Little home improvement over the off season.
Yeah, something like that you can say.
All right, David, you want to start us off with Daniel?
Sure. Hey, Daniel, how are you doing, man? You good? Okay, cool. I'll assume you're good. I guess the first question is, what was the driving factor in you coming back?
I guess I'll say is, getting better and really feeling that, there's a lot to accomplish for me personally and this team. I don't know. I think just for me that after being here for a year, that obviously was a very, chaotic year. I think we can all agree on that, I really want to get a feel for what NC State is. I think, it has treated me well thus far, through a pandemic. And so with me already having that positive experience with it through a pandemic, I just felt that another year, not just for me to develop and get better and for, I guess the world to really see what I have to offer, that and team alone kind of really, where the driving factor for me coming back really.
Justin.
Hey, Daniel. I remember last season you mentioned, kind of as the new guy that sometimes maybe you didn't take a vocal role as a leader, but you kind of let your play on the field do the talking. But now that you've got a whole season under your belt and some of the success from last season, do you feel a little bit more emboldened to kind of speak your mind and maybe step up more into more of a leadership role now in your second season with the program?
Not necessarily, I would say. I've always been a guy that, always has been just, work and, let my performance speak for itself. And, I think that is a lot more suited for me as a person, I think. And so I've kind of been sticking with that despite having a full season. I think when it's needed, obviously, I, put in my 2 cents or whatever you want to call it, but I don't think it necessarily means I should have that role at all times or whatnot. Because in the day, I think it's more so about leaving that legacy, and also part of that is letting young guys, learn from their own, mistakes. And for me, I've never been a believer of always having somebody tell you what to do or lead you in this way. We're all different in all different regards in the way we're going to lead. And for some people, that may be vocal. Others, maybe, through their actions. And I think that's more so me. And I think, I think that's just suited better for me as a person, and I've maintained that. So I think I'm letting the young guys really figure out their own personality and who they are as people. And me to kind of just stick with who I am as a person is where, my lack of, speaking up necessarily will lie.
And Daniel, just as a follow-up, I know this time last year is when everything kind of got crazy with the pandemic, but just from your initial impression of coming to Raleigh last season compared to this year, do you sense a different energy in the building?
I would say yes, for sure. There's a lot more of a drive, and a want to factor, within the building, just from my short time being here. I think the guys here, really, are about their business, honestly. And honestly, it's just grown, since the end of last season. I think part of it is maybe due to obviously the loss and understanding, we're capable of doing it. And I think obviously Thayer alluded to earlier, when he was speaking, obviously that, it's more so focusing on ourselves and understanding, what we need to better ourselves and be better as a team and fix what we got to fix, and the rest of it will handle itself. I think guys obviously understand that, and therefore taking a much more, or taking more initiatives, obviously, do those things.
Thanks, Daniel.
James. James, you there?
Yeah, you got me. You got me now. I was saying, I know you guys have 10 starters back on defense, so obviously you have high expectations. But as a group, where are some areas you think you can improve from 2020 to 2021?
All of them. I think, this game, you can never really set yourself or sell yourself short by always thinking that you can't improve. I think in all regard, you know, on defense and offense, we all have room to improve and are going to. I'm not really going to sit here and pinpoint a specific area on the field that needs to improve. I think obviously just going back and looking at the tape, it's evident that everyone needs to improve, and that with that, you know, the rest of it will handle itself yet again. So,
Thanks.
All right, we'll let Matt finish up because Daniel, you don't sound too good, hon.
no, I'm good.
Okay.
That's
All right,
it.
Matt Carter, is that you? Incognito.
Yep, you figured me out. Daniel, you kind of talked about your decision to come back. Can you kind of talk about the timeline of your decision making? Was there a point where you started to seriously consider it? And when the NCAA first gave that opportunity, did you think you were going to seriously consider coming back for another year?
Yeah. I don't think it really was that hard for me to make the decision. I kind of just really knew what I wanted to accomplish and where I wanted, you know, and where I kind of saw this team alone kind of getting to. I knew very much that I wanted to be a part of it, you know. And I just think, you know, it was a very easy decision because it wasn't much to, you know, think about for me and what I had to get done to achieve my goals and to help this team achieve theirs.
Thank you.
All right, Daniel, thank you.